Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we have a recipe on a full course meal for you guys. We'll be making some cheese and asparagus stuffed chicken breasts with a nice garlic parsnip puree. Keep watching. All right, let's go through the ingredients first that we'll be using for both of our dishes. For the chicken, of course, we're starting off with our chicken breast. We'll be stuffing it with, again, asparagus and cheese. So we have asparagus here. We'll be using two types of cheese. So we have provolone. This is just some shredded white cheddar cheese. You can use either Parmesan or mozzarella as well. Those go well with the chicken. We'll be seasoning our chicken, first rubbing it with avocado oil and then seasoning with salt, pepper, paprika, Italian seasoning, and garlic powder. Our three staple seasonings for this dish, and then cooking our chicken in some honey and butter. So that is it for that. Let's move on to the parsnip puree. We have 4 parsnips here. This makes about 1 pound, and we are making it vegan friendly. So we are using coconut milk and ghee. If you want to just do regular parsnip puree, you can use regular butter and milk to make it. To give it the garlic taste, we'll be using some ginger garlic paste, topping it off with some thyme, and seasoning it with salt and pepper. That is it for both of these dishes. Let's get started cooking. So what we're doing is we're starting with our parsnip puree because it's gonna take a while to cook, and while this is cooking in your pot of boiling water, you can work on your chicken, which is what we'll do. So you'll just peel these, cut them into pieces so they're easier to cook. You're gonna cook them until they're fork tender. And then we'll get started on our chicken. All right, we have our parsnips cut up into pieces, into little blocks. So we're just transferring it into our pot of boiling water so they cook. And it'll take about 15 minutes or so. Just check with the fork, make sure that it slides off. And that's how you know that it's cooked through. So we're gonna get started on our chicken. We have 3 pieces of chicken breast here, and we're gonna cut these in half so we can stuff them with the asparagus and cheese. So that's what we're doing here. Make sure not to cut all the way through. And to keep these in place, to keep the asparagus and cheese inside, we're gonna actually use toothpicks to stick through on the edges so that it keeps everything inside. All right guys, we have our chicken cut in half. We have our asparagus and our cheese is ready to go, but what we wanna do first is season this. So we have our avocado oil here. And interestingly, this dish doesn't require you to cook the chicken on the pan fully through, because you're gonna be cooking it in the oven for 25 minutes or baking it in the oven for 25 minutes. And that's where it's gonna actually do most of its cooking. All right, so let's start with our salt and pepper. I'm gonna add some garlic powder, our paprika, and lastly, our Italian seasoning. And you're just gonna repeat this on the other side. So once you have your seasonings on there, you're just gonna rub it in with your hand a little bit more, spread it evenly. All right, so our chickens are well seasoned. And now we're just gonna stuff them with our cheese and asparagus. So let's start with our cheese. We have our provolone. Depending on how big your chicken is, ours is actually pretty small. So I cut our provolone cheeses in half, the slices. So I'm gonna add them just like that. Put 2 or 3 pieces of asparagus in there and top it off with a little extra of your shredded cheese on top. All right guys, we have 2 things going at the same time. We have our parsnips cooking and we're about to cook our chicken, so everything moves kind of fast. Kevin is having a hard time keeping up with me. but let's see how he does. He's doing good so far. So what we're gonna do, we have this hot pan right here. We're gonna put about 2 tablespoons of butter in there. And as soon as the butter melts, you're gonna add your honey, about a tablespoon of honey. The honey is gonna thicken up the sauce a little bit for the chicken. Again, the chicken, we're just gonna cook it for about 2 minutes on each side because it will go in our casserole and in the oven for about 25 minutes. So let's go ahead and add our honey. So you see it bubbling and simmering there in our pan. Let's add our chicken. While that is cooking, if you want, you can check on your parsnips. Let's see how they're doing. Let's take out one of the biggest pieces. And it's still kind of hard to get your fork through, so let's leave it on for a little bit longer. Maybe another 8 minutes. All right guys, so now we're just gonna stick our chicken in the oven and we have it preheated at 375 degrees. And it's gonna stay in there for about 15 to 25 minutes. So to make the parsnip puree, it's super easy. You just kind of mix everything together. We have this Vitamix that we actually got a good deal for. And it does a wonderful job at making purees and smoothies and different things. So we added our parsnips in there. We're gonna add some of our ghee. We're gonna do about 2 tablespoons. We're gonna add in some coconut milk. And to give it the garlic flavor again, we're using our ginger garlic paste. We'll do about a little less than a tablespoon maybe. And last but not least, our salt and pepper. I'm standing on my tippy toes, guys, so I can see how much I'm adding in here because I'm short. So everything is in here. Let's go ahead and give it a mix. All right, guys, we're ready to take everything out. I just want you to look at the parsnip puree and see how gorgeous of a texture it has. Very nice. And let's take out our chicken. It's been in here about 20 minutes. And you kind of hear that sizzling and crackling. That's always a beautiful noise.
All right, guys, always the fun part.
Yes.
Gonna do the taste testing. We're doing the chicken first?
Yes.
All right. Oh.
Tender, juicy chicken coming your way, our way.
Oh.
Wow. Your way.
Surely good.
So chicken is super juicy. It has the tenderness. It has the juiciness, the flavor, the spices, all of it just adds up perfectly to this piece of chicken right here.
And the asparagus definitely adds to the entire chicken, as well as the cheese. So it's a nice crunch. The cheese actually, it's very creamy and stuffed with the chicken.
Yes. All the combination of flavors, it just explodes in your mouth. It's an excellent dish to have.
It's really good.
Kevin is very happy and pleased. And he can't put the chicken down.
All right.
All right, we're gonna try the parsnip puree now.
All right.
Ready?
Big bite.
Here we go.
Wow.
Excellent substitute for mashed potatoes. It's a lot lighter, a lot healthier, but the flavor is awesome.
You can definitely taste like the coconut, the ginger garlic paste, as well as the ghee. So it's light, but at the same time it's very rich.
Yes.
But it's not overpowering. As you know, it's a great replacement, if not even better replacement than mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes is just like full of starch. By all means, it tastes great, but I think this tastes better.
I found another missing toothpick, guys. You have to try
Good job.
this. Amazing dish. Your family's gonna be happy. If you don't make it for your family, make it for yourself. You'll be happy.
If you found this video helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. The recipe to the dish is in the description below. Also the links to our social media, so please follow us. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And until next time, be well and stay safe. Peace.
Bye, guys.